means. Right? So we'll see now what are the various competencies. So competency has got too many things involved. So please bear with me, look at the first graphic on the left hand side. We'll go one after the other. Experience, knowledge, skills, behavior, performance and goals. All these put together become a competence. So find out which one you are lacking and try to fill them, each one of the other. Okay, let me look at what the institutions are actually training you. Sorry for the generalization, but this is just a very common pick that I've taken from. So what you need to learn at these centers, these competency centers are, you need to learn what are clean room protocols, tool to device linkage, what tool impacts what device in what way. Then understanding measurement, uncertainty and repeatability, failure analysis, mindsets. So you need to build these things in this semiconductor competence centers. But what the industry expects is engineers to understand two things. Why did this process fail? What parameter really matters? And something that we don't understand is simulations or reports are not sufficient to bring this clarity out. Last couple of slides. So I'm proposing an academia industry bridge, which is an Indian model. And the way we have is, India cannot afford theory only graduates, which is the bulk nowadays. So it has to be more practical exposure. And early exposure reduces industry onboarding time. For example, since did this activity for the last couple of years, lab research is now very quickly picking them up. Analog devices, Centum Electronics, all of these who are your industry affiliate partners with Sense, they are picking them up for their positions there. So India is approaching by creating shared national facilities, faculty and industry co-guided projects, students working on various sponsored problems, process feasibility studies, and prototype validation activities. Now this is specifically for the students. How can you build? And very recently I saw the government of Tamil Nadu coming up with something called a certification course on semiconductor VLSI competence building program. Only the first bullet point talks about semiconductors. The next one talks only about VLSI, layout design, design validation and circuit design. But still it is a government initiative that you're seeing. So if you need to choose a pathway, device physics, fabrication process, characterization, design and systems. Right? Now students when you go to interview, right, you always ask what is the proof. So over a period of time, build a logbook. Logbook containing what are the various process logs, what are the various measurement data sets that you have built over a period of time, and various failure analysis notes. So another thing what happens is we have a lot of access to all of these facilities, but what we see is the people are not using the access. So that is why this tagline I got after a lot of talking with the ChatGPT and telling, give me a good tagline, it works. So it narrowed down saying, access exists, but initiative matters more than the pedigree. You might have the best pedigree, but if you don't have the right initiative, it becomes a challenge. So I always sign off with one slide saying everything, okay, you've spoken about 60 minutes, all of this, but where do I start? Okay, for the students, just focus on these three, just 6 circles here. Existing is all design and verification, systems and applications. We are already very good at it. So if you need to start a new career in this space, process and fabrication, packaging and testing. Why? Because these setups are now coming in India. The next couple of years, you will see them up and running. If they do not have the right trained manpower, it will be difficult for them, difficult for us. So try to get appropriate training in these spaces and go. You can work up materials and device physics a little later. I think one more generation needs to come up to bridge that gap, but they are already doing. So how do you learn? There are a lot of places. My two favorite would be the Swayam portal and the NPTEL, where industry experts, faculty member experts from various IITs in India are teaching. And I think Professor Sudhir has a couple of his own lectures on NPTEL. Not one, I think multiple. Four of them. So you get to learn from some of the best in India. So no matter which institute you are studying anywhere in India, you get access to knowledge firsthand from renowned people. So if you are still not able to make use of it, then it's only an excuse you are giving of being lazy or inattentive. There is opportunity and it costs nothing almost monetarily. So IIM portal is almost everything is free if you want to learn. For writing the exam, it costs you 1,200 rupees. And if you write all the assignments, you get a very industry valued certificate along with that. I've done a couple of them myself, and I really feel that is definitely helpful. So finally, we'll talk about the various Semiconductor careers that you can do. And people who think there are not many careers, this is a list. I would request whoever wants to know, take a quick picture of this. These are called process engineers, device engineers, reliability engineers, application engineer, technology manager, facility technologist, and research scientists. Right? Along with that, you need to have a good understanding of data analytics, technical writing, and working in clean room environments and using equipment and maintenance. So these are going to be the new jobs that people have to look forward for and work. Thank you very much. I'll take up any questions if you have, which are not already answered very much. Just to let you know, I was given 30 questions by madam, and I prepared answer for all the 30 questions. Okay, if you are interested to look at these answers after this program, stay back. I flash and we discuss all of that. That is a 2-hour program. That is the amount of questions you asked and the depth of the questions you asked. So I have all the material ready. If you really want, we can take it up a little bit. No questions? Okay.
I have a question, Javed.
Oh, sure, please.
If you allow.
Oh, yes, please. No issues. Always.
Thanks for that wonderful presentation. I like the, I should say, the template of the presentation very well.
Thank you.
The way you presented it. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
I had only one. I have been listening to this from the morning itself. So I'm listening the whole. I have the pleasure of listening to it. I just wanted to know. Forget about the last 5 years. Right? What has industry done to academia? We have been listening to academia doing industry in terms of providing manpower, trained manpower, stable manpower, or dedicated manpower. If you go, forget about the last 5 years, pre-COVID, what has been industry activities which is academic centric? Forget about one-to-one collaborations. I might have a very good collaboration with you on a personal level. But between IIT Roorkee and Intel, or let us suppose, just to name it,
Right.
how far do you think that is stable? That is one question. The second question is, programs like INUP, which is happening since in Guwahati and all those things, how do you feel those have actually enhanced the semiconductor landscape in India?
So the first question, I'll take it up. If I remember, when way back early 2000s, when Philips had a big center in Bangalore, they were very much into nanomaterials. Before they moved away from Bangalore and NXP evolved from it. We did not see much from many companies. Probably IBM had some, which they were doing specifically on an industry basis, which after they gave away the foundry to global foundry reduced. I remember Sony had used to have an office as part of, not Sony, the NTT, which is part of the Tata Docomo combination which was there before. They brought in something into telecom, which is academic centric again, but after that split, they also went back. So if you take away the last 5 years, I do not have many examples to give you because majority have happened probably in the last 5, 7, 8 years. The real depth of collaborative effort or joint research activity or industry giving back. And predominantly, I'll probably give you, I did this study sometime back and I think I can tell confidently it's because the companies who, majority is mostly multinational companies in India with decision making for corporate funds and funds is there. So when the power moved towards an India base where significant amount of decision making ability was given, immediately I think each company has taken up opportunities to do it. I think the first one was IBM, second TI did it, Intel did it in some space. But now it is being very specific. TI did it in the IC design space. Intel did it for all the computer architecture and IoT and those related space, AI space. So you would see certain sectors being done, but not on a very broad level. Answering your second question, again, I will be biased. I have no two qualms about it. I was one of the main beneficiaries of INUP myself, very early in my PhD. But I have seen that recently, probably last year, when I went to understand how many projects INUP has handled, at least at IIC, there are close to 600, 700 projects that they have handled in a calendar year. And I think the number is similar with probably Bombay or Guwahati, where INUP programs, where the students are making use of the facility and they are making use of all the characterization facilities, manufacturing abilities, everything at almost zero cost. Right now, from INUP, people are graduating next to doing full-time projects where startups have come, affiliate partners have come in the industry, and they're doing it. I for sure know it because the INUP program has been running for a very long time, and there's one program which is less spoken about, which goes hand in hand with INUP. It's called the iSTEM program, which ensures or at least has on record the various characterization equipments and facilities on a single portal information where if you need something, you can reach out to those people, go characterize and test and come. How many of the labs are getting open for these facilities is something that I would really like. And thank you for asking that question about INUP and iSTEM. And INUP is one of the major Indian nano users program. Along with that, it's a very good training facility for all of this. So it is a nice center where they do training programs, and I have been fortunate enough to teach the tape-out process and importance of EDA in multiple of IIC's training programs, and I recently gave a couple of programs for done by the Ministry of Tribal Affairs, MOTA. So IIC invited me to talk about how EDA helps, what are the various steps that happen in a tape-out, both from a designer's perspective and from a fab perspective. Everybody knows a GDS and it gets taped out. But what happens after the tape out? How many steps are involved from the foundry side? How many steps taken? How many stakeholders are there? So I come and give that particular training at Sense also, and as part of that particular program. So hope I answered that question. Any other questions? Yes.
Yeah, I just wanted to add to the first point, right? So I do remember, like for example, IIC CDT had a Texas Instrument Lab, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So if I remember correctly, they were very few, but they were present. Some of these companies used to have labs, or like I mentioned, in some of the colleges, right? IIC had Texas Instruments. I think BS College had one more, right? Okay. Which one? So that was few things from a industry point of view, where they would set up some either a lab or something. Even I am seeing that in quite a few colleges right now, where the industry is trying to put some labs, particularly.
Okay, just give you an idea about it. Government of India has mandated that all industry has to give a CSR fund. What was happening 5 years ago was the industry were not investing the CSR fund for these purposes. They were bypassing, there were certain areas they were bypassing. What has happened over the period of time that that they have now been literally forced to spend their CSR on research and development in academics, which was not there in the earlier. So what you say TI, no? Exactly. Like our institute has a TI lab. But these are all from the CSR fund of the TIs.
Okay. Okay, just put things in perspective a little bit because I understand what you're saying. See, one thing is like there is a cultural issue, okay, in academia in India, historically or whatever was the reason. So when I started my PhD like outside India, the first thing that I did was I signed an IP agreement with my professor. So in the day one, I knew that it is worth something that I'm doing. Like this would need to be translated. The second thing was a company coming in and talking to you was so natural. So I had Motorola that I worked with, Micron that I worked with. The project was sponsored by Micron without me having them to chase them. They were coming to you because we had a particular process that we were working on, and we were working on memories, and we were trying out few things. They were so they were coming to you, and to a large extent, it was actually about developing an IP and which could go into the market, like into their product line and things like this. Here, largely, like what you said, it's donations, right? Where Intel gives some boards and stuff like that, or things like this, which is nice in some way, but it's not really putting us at the same level as what would happen in Silicon Valley or other places. So that is one. Other thing is there is fundamentally an issue when you have the company's corporate office located in US. You cannot share that, right? Because there is export control, whether you like it or not, whether it's Europe or US. The export control of those countries actually prevent that, and we become India becomes the back end office. So even you as an engineer working in India, you cannot share the idea with 1 kilometer across like a university. So it's a practical difficulty. The only way to get around that is you need to have companies homegrown in India who actually develop products at that level. Then this whole barrier goes away, because then you don't have that whole inter-country issues to all those things coming in the way. Tomorrow, we already have seen quantum is, no one is talking, but none of the quantum related hardware you can buy anymore, because everything is blocked by US. Germany followed the suit, Canada followed the suit. So if you want to build a quantum computer today, all the core technologies, no longer you can get it. So you need to develop. So the same thing, AI chips, you're seeing restrictions coming. Communication, anytime you will see many of the chips will be blocked. So in a way, all of this tells us that we just need to build a lot of companies within India. Simple as that. That's the only way to solve it.
Thank you for that perspective. I think that seals the deal. Any other question? Okay, if not then, thank you very much. Good afternoon.
We sincerely thank Dr. Javed GS for delivering an insightful session on professional development. As a token of our love and gratitude, we now invite Dr. Arun Roy, Student Branch Counselor, IEEE SP MITS, to present a memento to Dr. Javed.
Thank you, sir. As the sun sets on this incredible day of learning, it's time to express our gratitude. I invite Mr. Abhiram TV, Vice Chairperson, IEEE Solid State Circuit Society, SPC MITS, to deliver the vote of thanks.
respected dignitaries, esteemed speakers, faculty members, IEEE members, organizers, volunteers, delegates, and dear participants. On behalf of the IEEE Solid State Circuit Society Student Branch Chapter meets, I, Abhiram KV, Vice Chairperson, have the honor of proposing the vote of thanks for the Silicon Trident Conclave 2026. I express my sincere gratitude to our keynote speakers, Dr. Sudhir Das Gupta, Dr. Rajashree MS, and Dr. Javed GS for their insightful and impactful addresses, which greatly enriched the technical depth and vision of this conclave. I extend my heartfelt thanks to our panelists, Dr. Alex James, Mr. Sujit Matthew, Mr. Regine John, Mr. Jendel Jos, Dr. Jaidesh Shenoy, and Mr. Rajesh Siti for sharing their expertise and for making the panel discussions highly engaging, thought-provoking, and informative. I would like to sincerely thank Dr. Neelakandan PC, Principal, MITS, for his constant support, and Dr. Pratibha Sudhakaran, Chapter Advisors, IEEE SSCS, for her guidance and encouragement throughout the planning and execution of this event. My special appreciation goes to Dr. Chico Abraham, Vice Principal, Dr. Shajimon K. John, Dean of Academics, and Dr. Arun Joy, IEEE Branch Counselor, for their invaluable support and contribution toward the success of this conclave. I also extend my sincere thanks to all the moderators and section coordinators, Dr. Naleshas, Dr. Shobha Gopalakrishnan, Dr. Abhilash Antony, Dr. Anjali Varghese, and Dr. Rajesh Cherian for effectively steering the sessions and facilitating meaningful discussions. I take this opportunity to express my heartfelt thanks to all our distinguished guests and IEEE professionals for gracing this conclave with your presence, sharing your knowledge, and inspiring our student community through your valuable interactions and support. I would like to place on record my appreciation for Mrs. Gia Shajid, Chair IEEE Associates SB MITS, for her leadership, dedication, and seamless coordination of this event. A special note of thanks to Marilyn Ma'am and her combat team, whose professionalism, clarity, and engaging stage presence ensured the smooth flow of the program and added grace and energy to every session. I would also like to express a heartfelt gratitude to the technical staff, administrative staff, and housekeeping staff whose behind-the-scenes efforts, dedication, and constant support were crucial in ensuring the seamless execution and overall success of this event. I deeply appreciate the efforts of the IEEE Student Branch MITS team, the IEEE SSCS SBC MITS Core Committee, and the volunteers whose tireless work and commitment ensured the smooth conduct of this event. We are also grateful to the Muthoot Group for their valuable support. Finally, I thank all the delegates and participants for enthusiastic participation, insightful questions, and active engagement, which truly gave purpose and vibrancy to this conclave. With this, I once again express my sincere gratitude to everyone who contributed directly or indirectly to the success of the Silicon Trident Conclave 2026. Thank you all.
Thank you, Abda. The Silicon Trident Conclave has been more than just an event. It stands as a testament to the bright, collaborative, and limitless future of Indian silicon.
We extend our heartfelt gratitude to IEEE Solid State Circuit Society and MITS Kochi for creating this remarkable platform. The vision for India's semiconductor future begins with the people in this room. Innovators, thinkers, and leaders shaping tomorrow. As we draw this prestigious conclave to a close, let us stand in a moment of pride for our nation. I request everyone to please rise as we play the national anthem.
अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल गंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मागे गाए तव जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Before we I'm sorry. Okay. Before we disperse, we invite you to join us for a tea arranged opposite to the hall. I request the dignitaries to accompany the volunteers who will guide you to the hall, followed by the participants.
Thank you for being an integral part of Silicon Trident Conclave 2026. Wishing you a safe and fulfilling journey home. Thank you.